Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Jeremy Franklin. This week, we'll speak with baseball coach Jeff Stickley, senior men's basketball captain Chris McHugh, and senior men's lacrosse captain Connor Locke. But first, here's a look back at last weekend in Washington and Lee sports. The women's track and field team won its first ever ODAC championship, capturing the indoor crown on the campus of Liberty University in Lynchburg on Friday. Elizabeth Webb was named co-athlete of the meet and ODAC Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Year, while Nate Hoey was selected as the women's coach of the year. The men's team placed third at the meet, and the two squads combined for 20 all-conference performances, 7 ODAC champions, 3 school records, and 3 championship meet records. The men's basketball team became the first number 8 seed to play for the ODAC championship with a surprising run through the conference tournament at the Salem Civic Center. The Generals upended top seed Guilford in double overtime in the quarterfinals on Friday, topped Bridgewater on Saturday, and then fell 66-62 to Virginia Wesleyan in Sunday's championship, the school's first appearance in the ODAC title game since 1989. Also last week, senior Ben Heller was tabbed as the ODAC Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Year, and junior Zach White was an honorable mention all-conference pick. In women's basketball, Washington and Lee fell 77-65 to defending conference champion Bridgewater in the quarterfinals of the ODAC tournament on Thursday. Becca Bolton scored 21 points and pulled down 9 rebounds to cap off an honorable mention All-ODAC first-year season, while classmate Meg Ingram grabbed the league's Rookie of the Year award. The 8th-ranked women's lacrosse team nipped number 13 Catholic 10-9 in Washington on Saturday behind 2 goals each from Katie Flippin, Kelsey Robinson, Maddie McCaig, and Kate Donnelly. Men's lacrosse built a 7-2 first-half lead and held off Colorado College 9-7 in the home opener on Saturday. Harry St. John, Tim Skeen, and Will Keegler scored 2 goals apiece in the win. The 19th-ranked men's tennis team edged Salisbury and number 24 Christopher Newport, both by 5-4 scores. The Generals proved their depth by winning at the 3rd through 6th single seeds and capturing number 3 doubles in both matches. WNL also improved to 3-0 in the ODAC with an 8-1 win over Bridgewater. The women's tennis team breezed to 9-0 wins over Bridgewater and Guilford to open up ODAC play at 2-0, and the riding team competed at the 10th annual Virginia Intermont Classic Collegiate Cup at the Virginia Horse Center in Lexington on Saturday. The Generals' white team of senior Kate Kors, sophomore Allison Lemon, and first-year Tamara Morse placed second out of 13 teams at the event. Up next, I'll be joined by baseball coach Jeff Stickley. With me now is Washington and Lee baseball coach Jeff Stickley. Coach, we welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
5-1 start for your team here in 2009, including 4 wins and 5 games out in Arizona. What have you found out about the 2009 Generals so far in the season?
So far, we found out we could throw strikes and we could field it, and at times we can hit it. I think what happens that early is you play teams that maybe have not been outside as much as you have or been out more, and you kind of see how that matches up. But certainly we were happy with our pitching and defense while we were out there.
You've got a very deep pitching staff this year, some experience and some younger pitchers as well. What do you expect from the Generals' rotation and bullpen this season?
I think usually now once you start with 2 ODAC games on the weekends and 1 during the week, you have 3 main starters, and sometimes you need a 4th. Probably with us, we have 4 guys who've done a great job starting, and Greg Laswell, Henderson, and Chuck Davidson, and Brendan Clark. And they have done the starting for us. And I see those guys doing most of the starting, and they could also relieve if they're not one of the starters. Then in relief, of course, we still have Jimmy Planhold coming back, who closed some games for us. He may get some more innings. And then a bunch of freshmen that we have, and I think they're all going to be okay, and we just need to see experience for them. And Nate Atkins is coming off a shoulder operation. He's looking better, so hopefully he can help us down the road.
You mentioned that at times the hitting has been inconsistent, but that really should be a strength of your team this year.
Well, the hitting actually has been okay. I'm not. That comes and goes, though. I mean, with hitting, some of it's a matchup with who you're facing pitching-wise. Like against Stevenson the other day, we faced a great pitcher, so he's going to nullify your hitting somewhat. But it's more timely hitting than anything. I certainly think our hitting will not be an issue as we go along through the season. You know, with the top returners from last year who were the hitters are coming back, and we feel like they're a good good nucleus for the team of swingers. So I don't think hitting's going to be an issue, but that comes and goes sometimes with who you face and left hand, right hander, those type things. But that's really not a major concern for us right now. I think we'll do a good job with that.
As always, one of your toughest opponents is Mother Nature, and you've already had several games postponed due to snow this past weekend. So as it stands, you play on the road when you get back from the exam break in April, and a lot of home games in March, including Hampton, Sydney, and Virginia Wesleyan coming up this week. How important are these early season games, getting to play at Captain Dick Smith Field?
Well, obviously we enjoyed playing there. Our home record the last 6, 7 years, whatever, has been very good. And when you look at the ODAC and so forth, you like to get as many early wins as you can, because it always comes down to the last week or so of how you're going to do and who's going to do what and those type of things. So the weather, of course, this week everybody's been hammered by it. There's nothing you can do about it. But you kind of lose with the weather. You kind of lose the just the rotation of playing a game, practicing, playing the next day. Those type of things is what you lose, and that's what concerns us right now. But March is all of our home games right now are in March, and when we come back from break, like you said, right now we have 7 ODAC games in 1 week. So, it really, for us, will come down to the last week for sure, just because of the number of games we have left. But you get as many wins early as you can and hold on, brother.
Big ODAC doubleheader against Virginia Wesleyan at home on Saturday. Coach Stickley, we thank you for joining us, and we wish you luck against the Marlins.
Thanks.
With me now is Chris McHugh, senior men's basketball captain from Chatham, New Jersey. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Your Washington and Lee team advanced to the championship game of the ODAC tournament for the first time since 1989, and you did it as the number 8 seed. Take us through this past weekend from a player's perspective.
Wow, it was a lot of fun. We started out, I guess it was last Tuesday with the playing game here. We were down at halftime by I think 11 to Emory and Henry. And I think a younger team, with all that we'd been through, I think a younger team might have collapsed, but we stuck together, got it out a tough overtime victory. Then we head to Salem, drew the number 1 seed, Guilford, very good team, very solid. Again, just laid it out all on the line and won a close victory. The next round we took on Bridgewater, a team we had actually lost to twice earlier in the season. And just again, same thing, just stuck together and got it out a tough win. I think we won by like 10 points. And then made it all the way to the finals, came up just a little bit short, a few plays here and there against Valdez, but it was a fairy tale run. It was a lot of fun to be a part of.
The quarterfinal game against Guilford is one of the best Washington and Lee basketball games I've ever seen. Double overtime against the number 19 team in the country. And the Quakers hung tough with you for a long, long time. What were the keys to being able to pull out that win?
Well, anytime you play Guilford, you're up for a tough test. Especially their backcourt, just so tough. And then they got the big guy underneath. So we knew, we needed to take good shots, take care of the ball, make sure we didn't turn it over. And, with their size, I think we did a great job on the boards. And, by playing tough the whole way, it seemed like, with our depth, we were able to kind of wear them down. And you could see in the second overtime, those guys were beat. And we were tired too, but, we were just able to hold on at the end and make enough plays to win.
I know it was a little disappointing to come 4 points short against Virginia Wesleyan on Sunday. Had some free throws and some other chances down the stretch, but a remarkable run and really was a great way for you and the 5 other seniors to end your careers.
Exactly. I think when people outside of our team or outside of the program look at this, they'll kind of see it as a Cinderella run, an overnight success story. But coming from me and the 5 other seniors, we can tell you it certainly wasn't an overnight deal. We put in tons and tons of practice hours through each year, sticking together through the tough times, through the good times. And, this was just a fitting way to cap it off for 6 seniors that, just a great way to go out.
You go from 4 wins as a freshman to back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since 88-89 and 89-90. You've left a great legacy. What's the next step for Washington and Lee basketball after you guys leave?
Coming into this year, I think everyone said, we weren't going to be any good because we lost Greg and Femi and 2 great players. And now I bet this team coming up next year is going to hear, oh, wow, you lost 6 seniors. You can't be any good either. And I think, the legacy we want to leave behind is that, we're not just one good player, not just one good team. We're a program. So I hope we passed on some of our, work ethic habits, and, we were an example for these younger guys, and guys like Ben Getch, Zach White, Jason Semino, those guys step up next year and carry on the torch. That started with Greg and Femi and Al White and those guys.
Well, Chris, we thank you for joining us here. Congratulations on a great career and a fantastic weekend.
Thanks so much.
With me now is Connor Locke, senior lacrosse captain from Alexandria, Virginia. Connor, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Connor, you came to Washington and Lee after 3 years at Loyola in Maryland. What has that transition been like?
The transition has actually been fairly smooth. If there's a place to transfer into, Washington Lee is probably one of the most welcoming environments I really could imagine. I've made a great group of friends here, and through lacrosse and the other organizations on campus, it's gone fairly smooth. I still have plenty of great friends at Loyola also, and I knew that with the whole transfer, it'd kind of be a second chapter or another chapter in my life, but obviously I've enjoyed it, and I'm very happy that I transferred.
After playing Division I sports, what kind of advantages have you discovered to being a Division III athlete?
Well, with Division III comes a lot more balance sometimes. Obviously, when you're in season, everything is pretty similar. The time commitment and the game planning, the film, practice hours. But out of season, that's when you really notice I really noticed the biggest difference. At Loyola, we pretty much had the same time commitment and intensity in the fall that we do in the spring, or at least very close. So here at Washington Lee, I've been able to explore other interests and have really benefited from the well-rounded approach of Division III.
What will this weekend's game at Washington College tell you about the Generals?
I think this weekend is going to be great for the Generals because we've had 2 good wins so far. We've got another game today against DeSales at home, but we are kind of working out the kinks. We've managed to come away with 2 good wins, and I think we're just starting to gel as an offense, and I think our defense is progressing well. But Washington College will be our best competition to date, and it will really give us an idea of how far we've come. I know we've certainly put in the hours in the off season as a team, doing some stuff, and the workouts and everything like that. So I think everybody's excited to see how we play.
Looking down the road, what needs to happen on the field for the Generals to have a shot at their first ODAC title in 5 years?
Well, I think as a senior, you really have a different sense of urgency, and this year we have 10 seniors. We're all got a lot of playing experience, and I think the leadership throughout that entire class can really take charge and make things happen on the field, keep us together through the times of adversity. I'm sure there's going to be tough points throughout the season, and like Chris McHugh was saying earlier about the basketball team, that's really going to help us down the stretch. So I feel that the leadership and the senior class, the excitement of the younger guys, everybody kind of buying in will serve us very well down the stretch. And we'll see what happens. I know I'm very excited, and I feel everybody else is also.
Well, Connor, we thank you for joining us here, and we wish you luck this season.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Second-ranked Franklin and Marshall visits Washington and Lee for a women's lacrosse contest at 1 p.m. Saturday, while men's lacrosse travels to number 6 Washington College. Both tennis teams will head to Hampton Roads to take on Virginia Wesleyan. The baseball team will host a pair of doubleheaders at Captain Dick Smith Field. On Saturday, the Generals take on perennial ODAC power Virginia Wesleyan, while Westminster is the opponent for Sunday's twin bill. First pitch is set for noon on both days. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.